Now we're going to be revising multiplying decimals, and the principles are very similar to multiplying just normal numbers. But we're going to be multiplying by tens, hundreds, and thousands. And you might have heard someone say to you before, well, if you multiply by 10, you just add a zero, right? So 2 times 10 is 20. And that does sometimes work, but it's not quite right. And actually, we're going to look at the proper way using a place value grid, because if you just add a zero to a decimal, then it doesn't really work. Okay? So if we look at 3.52 times 10, if we were to just add a zero, it would be 3.520, which is wrong. That's the same number, isn't it? So what we've got to do is we need to put it in our place value grid. Now you'll remember that this 3 is 3 ones, 5 tenths, and 2 hundredths. Okay? And that goes in there with the decimal point. Don't forget your decimal, or this is 352. And when we multiply by 10, all that happens is every 1 becomes 10, doesn't it? 1 times 10 is 10. So 3 times 10 is 30. And 30 goes in the tens column. So 3 ones becomes 3 tens. 5 tenths becomes 5 ones. Yeah, because if you multiply a tenth, you get 1. You multiply 5 tenths, you get 5 ones. And 2 hundredths becomes 2 tens. And if there's 1 0, we move it 1 to the left. So it becomes 35.2. And notice the decimal point stays the same, right? Because if it didn't, it would just be 3.52. That would be the same. The decimal point stays in the same place. Alright, why don't you pause the video and have a go at this one. Just jot down a place value table on a sheet of paper or something and give it a go. Alright, well, 5.9 goes in here, and we'll note that 1,000 has 3 zeros. So we're going to move 3, 1, 2, 3, and it helps me when I'm doing this to do a little arrow. 1, 2, 3, kind of like you did in Foundation with adding, but this is a bit trickier. So 5 ones times 1,000 is 5,000, right? 5 times 1,000 is 1,000, 5,000. And 9 tenths times 1,000, 1, 2, 3 becomes 9 hundredths. Aha, now this is the little tricky bit. Now if I just moved the 59, the 5 and the 9, along, I would have just got 59. But remember, there's still a decimal point here. So we need to remember some zeros, that there are 0 tens and 0 ones, because if we don't, that will just look like 59. But actually, it's 5,000s and 9 hundredths. And don't forget your zeros, all right? Okay, have a go at this one. Yeah, so 22 times 100, it moves 2 places because of 2 zeros. 1, 2, 22. And remember our placeholder zeros again, because otherwise this is just 22 still, isn't it? Alright, why don't you have a go at this one? Alright, and the answer is 1,420. Okay, here are some different ones. The green one's the easiest, and this one's pretty tricky, but I reckon you can probably do alright with these ones. So, jot down a place value grid somewhere on a piece of paper to help you. Okay, just needs to go thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, dot, tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. Okay? Alright, now you've unpaused your video, here are our answers. Alright? As always, if you've got one of these wrong, then first of all, see if you can fix it yourself, see if you can work out what the mistake is. With these ones, you probably forgot a placeholder 0. Okay? And if not, drop us a message on DB Primary.